Hello, I'm Colin, and we're back at the bitter end.
I'm Malcolm, and I'm back here going to drink some scotch with Colin.
Yeah, this is our third episode of Try Before We Die. And real quick, of course, Try Before We Die is we have about 300 bottles of whiskey in this bar, and we'd like to see what they taste like, and we're here to share that experience with you.
And this is going to be episode 3. Hope you're going to enjoy it. Yet again, we're going to go through the same process. Colin will look at his phone, he will randomly generate a number, and then from then on, he will take you through a trip through his bottles of scotch in his bar.
Right. The good news is I'm just going to push a button and the phone's going to generate the number, because if I had to generate a number randomly,
You'd be just like you are right now.
it would be
lost.
tough. Yeah, it would be really hard. But luckily, it's already loaded on the phone. And depending on the whiskey we wind up with, we may try some dark chocolate or some moldy cheese or maybe a piece of fruit with it, depending. But that's really going to depend on the whiskey we wind up with. So we really don't know what's going to happen. So this really is, we're not sure, but the bottle is here and we're going to open it.
So for our viewers, you just said we have few things, cheese
Yep.
and chocolate.
We do.
What exactly is this? Is this just us trying to be pretentious, or is this us
Well,
trying to do something?
Pretentious is a good word, but actually, whiskey itself is generally meant to be paired with things. And so there's about 150 recognized flavors in Scotch whiskey, and those flavors are imparted from the wood as the spirit spends its time in the cask. So the cheeses, the fruits, the olives, the tomatoes, the dark chocolates, are really meant to match up with certain whiskeys, certain ages, sherry finishes, cask strengths, a lowland versus a highland. So we're sort of prepared for what might come our way. We've got some sweets, we've got some bitters, we've got a little bit of salty flavors. So we're trying to be ready tonight with an additional flavor to add to our whiskey.
Now, would you say this is something that everybody should try, or is it just something that if the feeling's there, or is it really going to change the way people look at drinking a scotch?
I would say this: certainly don't do things you don't like, right? But if you know that you like moldy cheese, really not ringing your bell, right? But if you know you like something, it really can pair up well. And so I would encourage people to learn about their whiskeys, right? There's some kind of slogan out there that says drink responsibly, but this is actually responsible drinking, enjoying the flavors, finding the flavors. Why would something spend decades in a cask to just not be enjoyed? And so part of enjoyment is understanding what could go with it.
I'll be honest with our viewers out there. I've never really done any of this, so this will be an experience for me. Me personally, there's only a couple of things out here. The cheese, whatever. But that chocolate and the strawberries probably will add something to what I'm going to enjoy.
Absolutely, right? And I know you're not a cheese guy, and that's fine. Again, like we've been saying to folks, it's really about what you like.
Correct.
We may come across whiskeys that don't ring our bell here, but we have viewers out there who they love that whiskey.
Yep. No.
And so it's about what you like.
This is not a right or wrong. This is
Right,
about
right.
what you enjoy.
Yeah. So these are just general accompaniments,
So
right? Not mandatory.
let's move on.
Yep.
Let's spin up a number, and let's just see where we're going to end up in this room.
All right. Well, we took a few minutes there, so my phone went to sleep, but we'll password it in random.org. Little plug. And we'll hit generate, and we'll see what number we get. All right. So we have wound up with 223. So again, if I think about this, 75 behind us, 99 above us, 140, 215 on that rack. We're actually going into the snooker room for bottle 223. So that's this way. So 215 is the number there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 250. That's 221. Oh, Malcolm. So there is bottle 223. It is a Glenlivet. It is a 16-year-old Glenlivet, Malcolm.
Yeah.
Would you like to guess?
You know what? I'm going to wait to see the bottle, then I'm going to just...
I'm going to show you a little bit of the back of the bottle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, bring it out here, buddy.
Yeah, that's right. Now, we have a friend who will call this rocket fuel. We've got the Glenlivet Nadurra. This is a 16-year-old cask strength distilled. Let's see. So this is bottled in 2013, so 2000, so this is a 1997, is that how that works? Yeah, 1997 plus 3 is 2000, yeah.
Sounds
so
all
this
right.
is a 1997 Nadurra, 16-year-old, 56.9% alcohol by volume. So this is been filtered, non-chill filtered, so it's just been filtered. There's been no really other process to this alcohol from the cask other than they filtered out the sediment from the cask. We might have an opportunity one time to actually see some whiskeys that still have the sediment in it from the cask, but we have wound up with a Glenlivet. Now,
I know where he's going with this. I will say this without a doubt. Now, I know I've picked a couple and I've drank a couple, but this bottle and me go way, way back. And I have enjoyed many scotches in my lifetime, but this is probably one that I will always be like, big smile, knowing what's coming. Because that's a great drink.
It is, you know, and about the Glenlivet Nadurra, they actually release several different expressions and styles. They'll have a peated and unpeated. So when you get yourself a bottle of the Nadurra, understand that they're not all the same bottles. So you got to pay attention to the labeling. So here, we'll see that this is not a peated version. So that's the first thing that we're going to know, that we're looking for. We're not going to find a lot of smoke in this particular bottle of whiskey. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here about what my brain is my brain, but I think Nadurra means natural. And I may absolutely have that wrong, but it would make sense because this is natural cask strength. So this is just straight from the barrel, only filtered for the sediment.
Correct.
Should we, all right.
Yeah,
So
don't
I was,
waste
trying
any
to,
time.
I was trying to think, which one of our friends calls it the jet fuel? I think it's our friend John Colson.
It is John Colson.
He calls it the jet or the rocket fuel. Again, I tip the bottles just to help lubricate the cork, just in case there's a cork failure. But, all right. So right off the bat, I'm going to say this may be something for the chocolate.
Yeah, I'm going to say that based on what you had told us earlier, I'm going to say that this is going to be something I definitely would like to try, one of the accoutrements that we have
Yeah.
with it.
Okay, so ready? So it looks like the cork is ready.
Oh.
So that was sort of a silent
It
pull.
was.
That was a silent pull. There was no cork failure, so that was good.
Smells like a Nadurra.
Gurgles. Right. So again, this is almost 57% alcohol.
Before we get into this, I'm just going to go as we take
Yeah.
these glasses. This is a drink, the first one out of the group that we've taken. So obviously, episode 3. This is the first one that we'll know we're going to be drinking a scotch.
If you've ever tried a scotch and we're like, oh, this is one of those.
This is one of them.
This is one of those. This is a glass of whiskey. Cheers. Woo. I'm short a few nose hairs all of a sudden.
Wow. When you look at people, and there's a great scene in The Great Escape, when you know you're drinking alcohol, and you go, woo! That is one of these.
That is from the front of the lip to the top of the belly.
My entire body
Fire.
is warm.
Yeah.
Absolutely warm right now.
Yeah. I feel like I got my eyes are a little watery. I mean, this is 57% just about alcohol.
This is truly a sipping scotch. Mm-hmm. This is not something you're going to sit down and just
I think it would be hard to just do this with this. You might even reject it a
Correct.
little bit. Yeah, it is. So let's see if we can find any flavors before we consider something different.
Okay. On the very front side, it is very sweet. Before that heat takes over and it almost overpowers your palate.
Yep.
So you can't really taste it, but your tongue is numb.
It is tingly. It is tingly. I find that sweetness on the front side with you, Mel. I do. Almost in some very, very rich candied fruit.
Yes.
Or something along those lines. That maybe like your grandmother might have had laying around in a dish for a long
Yes.
time. And that doesn't mean it's bad. It's really meant to suggest the depth of that sweet candiness.
Yes, this actually does say sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just try this. Let's just try this with some of that chocolate or maybe the strawberry.
Well, I feel like we should do the chocolate first.
Okay.
All right. So we've got some 85% dark chocolate here. And so, you know, what people should know about dark chocolate, especially as the numbers go up, is that it's not really sweet. It's sort of a dry, aged, oaky kind of chocolate, which should match well with this kind of whiskey. So as this piece gets in your mouth and you've got some flavor in there, I think it would match well with what this whiskey is.
Holy moly. Now that changes things.
Oh, ho, ho!
That changes things quite considerably.
It almost helps melt the little bit of chocolate left in your mouth, spreads that chocolate around, and again, this isn't milk chocolate, right? This isn't like a Hershey's bar or something. I mean, this is really nut to bar. I mean, this is 85% dark chocolate.
So I think
Wow, that was good. That's a
now
good
we've gone
pair.
for it. And that is definitely something that I'm going to have to pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
What I think we should do is pour a couple more drinks, give it to our two friends over here, give them a piece of chocolate or maybe the strawberries,
Oh.
and let them try it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I've got a couple glasses here. This is great. The Nadurra, 16-year-old, 57%. You know, what's interesting is we haven't even discussed water or ice. It's like we found a way to enjoy a high alcohol whiskey,
Without having to dilute it.
clean and neat.
There you go.
So if they could break their own piece of chocolate, that would be good for them.
Yeah, break that in half. You guys can try it. I definitely suggest trying this with chocolate. I've never done this before. This is a completely new experience for me.
Yeah.
And I will say, had I known this beforehand,
You
many
would have
times,
bought stocking some chocolate.
many times we've drank Nadurra.
Yep.
This is definitely a good way of drinking it.
Yeah. And again, I can't stress enough, this isn't a chocolate bar.
I'm still no.
I really think that goes well.
I think so.
I feel afraid to even do the strawberry, only in the sense that I think it will be a letdown.
We could please save that for another
Save
episode.
that, yeah, or maybe a lighter whiskey. This dark whiskey, this dark chocolate.
Absolutely excellent. So I think,
Yep.
based on this, having a couple friends over for a couple
Yep.
of drinks, I think we can wind this down.
Yeah, do we want to do anything with the water on this?
I think we just stay with this one. I think we allow those
Yeah.
guys out there to
Right.
say, hey, look, if you want to put ice in it or water in it, you do it.
That's right. If this is too much for you, at 57% alcohol, just is difficult for your taste buds, go ahead and try the water or the ice. You know, we're familiar with this whiskey, and with this chocolate, I think we found
A complete way of drinking it.
the perfect way to drink this.
So, bottoms up.